Welcome to the Iconoblast podcast. This is the show that takes a look behind the public facades of famous icons to show you why you can never take anything at face value. My name is Matt Cooper, and with me as always is Joel Benner, and today we have a very special guest, a friend of mine from my early years in the music scene. I've mentioned him on the show before, and he's here with us today, the one and only Adam Hester from the Skeleton Factory podcast.
What's up?
Thank you for having me, guys.
Hell yeah.
It's good to be here.
Iconoblast. We put the past on blast. Hit them with the truth, with things you never knew. Nobody is safe, no thing to place. Got Joel and Coop with history in your face. Iconoblast.
Presented by ghostbed.com. So we had been out of touch for close to 17 years, and you hit me up out of nowhere on Instagram.
For sex?
Well,
I mean,
maybe that was his intention. That's what ended up
we use
happening.
code words, you feel me?
So we met up in an airport bathroom.
We're at Bergstrom Airport.
Slid his foot under the stall and tapped his toe a few times.
I tit-fucked his shoulder blades.
Yeah.
I've got a lot of special talents like that.
He likes it from the back.
But yeah, we'd been out of contact for a fucking really long time, and just showed up out of nowhere. So for the people listening at home and the people that we actually have Nardcore fans in our audience.
No shit.
People who are into Nardcore.
Into fucking aggression and in control.
And fucking, what was the one with Javi?
The Warriors?
The Warriors, yeah. The Warriors.
From Tehachapi?
I guess Downpresser, is that Downpresser technically Nardcore? I mean, like half the
I don't know
band's
who
from
else
Santa
is in the
Barbara.
band, but if it's all those dudes from Santa Barbara, then
I guess that'd be
technically, yeah.
Santa Barbara Core? Is that a
Yeah,
is that a
RKL's
genre?
from Santa Barbara.
Shit,
They're on that like old Nardcore compilation, so that's my frame of reference.
When we were talking the other night, I hadn't thought about RKL since the last time I saw RKL live.
Yeah.
And so many memories came back, but kind of foggy because it was a...
Sure. That's a fun live band.
Oh, dude, it's so fucking fun. Didn't the lead singer die?
I think Jason Sears did die, yeah.
Okay, yeah.
That was a bummer. I'm
rest
glad I
in
got to
peace.
see them twice.
Is he the one that had the really fucked up legs, or am I thinking of the lead singer of Bane?
No, that's him.
Okay, because I think the lead singer of Bane had really, really scarred and fucked up legs too.
I heard he had mangled legs, not like swollen heroin addict legs.
Oh, yeah.
Frosted covered varicose veins?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like your shirt, dude. Maniac Cop.
Oh, I like yours too, dude.
We
yeah,
both have shirts that have, what's his name in the movie?
Bruce Campbell?
Bruce Campbell.
Robert Zadar.
Who's Robert
No.
Zadar?
Robert Zadar is that dude who has like the really big chin, and he's always played like a goon in movies. Did you ever see like Samurai Cop? He's in that, and I don't know. In the 80s, he always just played like random thug number 2 kind of guy.
Yeah, I might recognize him if I saw him.
But this shirt's from Paul Bearer Press here in Austin, Texas. It's right next to Little Darling. It's a fucking sweet store.
Oh, really? That's
It's just
a
filled
local
with horror
store?
movie shit like this.
Hell
Isn't
yeah.
Bruce Campbell in that? Isn't he?
In this, he is. He's in the
Yeah.
first one.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
What character does he play in that?
I haven't seen it.
He plays Hero Man.
So, both of you have played a huge role in my life, and this is obviously all about me, so just listen.
Okay.
I'm here.
Quiet, don't interrupt me. So, no, but both of you have been super, super close friends of mine that have like pushed me to do things that I wouldn't have done on my own, and I am absolutely amazed that I think tonight is the first time the two of you have ever met.
Yeah, that's weird.
Yeah.
Which
Yeah, I
is
think
really
so.
weird for me too, because I was hanging out with both of you in like the same era of my life when I was the house that I was living in Thousand Oaks with the opiate addicted landlord.
The guy?
Yeah, the guy. We called him the guy. That was like the same time that I met Joel. That was when I was working security over in Thousand Oaks, and when I was working security, that's when Joel and I met.
Okay.
So I have no idea, because Joel went to a bunch of
You
Suburban
look
Crisis
familiar.
shows also.
I think we partied
I pretty
once.
much looked like this back then.
I honestly, when I first saw you, when we met up here at the studio the other day, I was like, oh, I wonder what he looks like now, because I haven't seen him in 17 fucking years. I was like, oh shit, that's Adam. That's what Adam's looked like since I fucking met him.
I think we met before.
Maybe.
When you walked in, I was like, oh, I didn't know that. I know that guy. I think, but we were probably drunk.
Probably.
Spent a lot
I've only
of
seen
time
you
drunk
on the
back in
internet,
those
so
days.
you're actually taller in person than I expected.
Oh, nice.
Oh, really?
You didn't tell me about this.
I'm sorry. I should have assumed that Joel looks
I would have worn my
much
lips.
smaller on camera.
Wait, so what do you know about Coop that we could tell all the listeners that will embarrass them?
He used to live with me. He lived with me when he lost his virginity.
Really?
Yeah.
Is that true?
Story. Certain
It's
part
a
of
true
the story
story.
I would prefer to
Let's hear
maybe
it.
leave out.
Don't
but-
listen to what he's saying.
Leave out. Why? It was a long time ago.
Well, no, the part where I cried about it. I just don't want people to know.
Yeah, I mean, the rest of the story is kind of funny. It's funny now. So Matt's like, Mr. Cooper here goes on a cruise.
Oh, sorry. That's another thing that a lot of people don't know is
That he's been on a cruise.
I don't. Well, yeah.
Cruising. He used to cruise
been
for
on
men.
Two,
Wait, I know the
two
cruise
cruises
story.
now.
Don't I?
Okay, so
But you never told me that was when you lost your virginity.
no. Okay, so untrue. We literally went on a cruise on the
was last
exact
week.
same. It's been at least a week and a half now.
Easily.
Give me some credit.
How old were you when you lost your virginity?
Literally went on a cruise on the exact same ship that I lost my virginity on, and I showed you where on the ship.
You
it
never
happened.
said you lost your. You told me that you fucked and got the clap, but you didn't tell me that you lost your virginity.
Now, see, that's the part of the story that I was worried about getting out in the open because I have family members that listen to this show.
You were a child then.
So technically,
Did you ever get
she's
rid of
a
it?
pedophile.
Did you ever? You kept the clap this whole time?
No, it's one of those things that just eventually goes away over time.
You told me it was gonorrhea.
You told me herpes.
It damn well might have been syphilis. I wasn't about to go to the doctor and get that shit figured out.
All I know is he came out of the bathroom, white, and was like, it took me
Terrified.
30 minutes to take a piss. And when it did, it came out thick. And I was like, all right, homie, we're going to take you to fucking Planned Parenthood. And we're, where they kill babies. And then we're going to fucking get your dick fixed.
We're gonna make sure you're not pregnant and then get your dick fixed.
We're gonna make sure we don't have to have a dick
You had
abortion.
some gooey goo coming out.
It's anybody who's been in that situation before will know that it's
Dude, that
Is
all-
it painful?
oh god, like razor blades and lava.
Dude, that whole era in Santa Barbara in the early 2000s was nothing but people just giving each other fucking STDs. I got chlamydia. And gave it to
Trading them
the
like-
girlfriend that I used to live with.
Trading them like
That you know.
like baseball cards.
Yeah. I ended up getting fucking chlamydia and then giving it to the girlfriend that I used to live with that you know, and
But I
I
went to
won't
high
mention
school
by
with
name.
also.
And she ended up finding out that she had it because she was having, my chlamydia pain hurts, and then she went to a doctor. She went to a doctor and she's like, okay, so when you get chlamydia, they give you pills. They give you like these 4 horse pills you have to swallow, and then they're like, here's 4 more for whoever the fuck gave it to you, if you even know.
That's really considerate. Honestly.
It is.
Yeah, that is
So she
kind.
comes home and she's like, I had chlamydia. I'm like, okay. She's like,
Don't look at me.
That means you probably have it too. And she's like, but like, was it 10% of guys actually exhibit any kind of signs of that they even have it? I'm
Yeah.
like,
I don't got shit.
they haven't created an STD that could stop me. And she's like, just take these fucking pills. So I think they were like Zithromax. I took 4 giant Zithromax, and then I guess my chlamydia went away, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it. I honestly, I don't know exactly what it was. I remember that it
Crabs?
was extremely painful. No, I've still got those. They're
Oh.
my pets. I'm not going to get rid of them. I fucking love them. It's like the same reason I'm not kicking out the stray cat that we have in our apartment right now. I'm an animal lover, so I'm not gonna murder some poor innocent crabs.
Crustaceans are animals.
But yeah, I don't recall the doctor actually saying what it was. It was a really awkward situation where it's this little sweet looking old lady comes walking in the room.
Little old sweet penis.
Yeah, at that point. It's gotten bigger since then, I swear. But she comes walking in the room,
Grosser.
and I thought that there was going to be a whole lot more to the process, but I figured that this is something. I mean, she does like multiple times a day, every single fucking day. Mm-hmm. Just walks in, looks at me, she's like, "All right, drop your pants." All right, drop my pants, and she just takes a glance, and she's like, "All right, pull your pants up." I pull my pants up, and she had the pills in her pocket.
She knew already.
Just handed them to me, and she's like, "All right, you're good to go. Just take these."
Wow.
Like,
Nice.
is that it? You don't need to like swab anything. You don't need to
Test
run any
you
tests
in any way.
No taste. She didn't taste anything.
No,
Give it a little lick or something.
Well, I did. So, okay, that's the one question that she did ask me, and she was like,
"What's it taste
Is
like?"
there any strange taste or smell?
She's like, "Come on my lunch."
And I told her that it tastes bad and it smells even worse. And she was like, "Okay, take these pills and you're good to go."
Wow.
So, to my sister Amanda, who I know listens to every episode of this podcast, that was all a joke. That never happened.
Not real. From your perspective.
From my perspective. So, Joel was pointing out to me last night that I say "from my perspective" a lot.
You're living your truth, bro. It's cool.
Well, that's what I'm
Living your
trying
truth.
to do. I'm trying to not discount other people's opinions or other people's viewpoints or anything like that.
Why not?
But Joel did point out that it makes me sound like a huge fucking pussy. So I'm going to try not to do that. Try not to.
From your perspective.
From my perspective, I'm going to try not to do that
I was
anymore.
just saying, like, what perspective is it when you don't say that? Then
God
just-
only knows.
just
Could be from anybody's perspective.
Could be God.
It could be from God's perspective. You don't know.
God's perspective.
You don't know. I don't know.
From your perspective.
There's no such thing as objective truth outside of the objective truth that I am horrified that we told that story on the show, but the listeners are going to enjoy it.
From your perspective.
From my perspective. So today we are going to be talking about the true story behind the movie Bloodsport,
Hell yeah, good movie.
which for a long time I wasn't aware that Bloodsport was based on a true story because it's
a documentary.
I mean, it's pretty
Did
much
you not see the end credits, bro?
No, I never paid attention to the end credits. I actually remember the reason that I wanted to do this topic with you on the show is because the most exposure that I had to Bloodsport since I was like 9 years old was when we used to watch it when we were living together.
Oh my God, yeah, that's about right.
And
you
we
guys
would-
watch Bloodsport together?
It's true.
Yeah, a lot of times we joke
That's
about Chong Li. So Chong Li's the name of the character in the movie, and then Bolo Young's the guy who
Young's
played
the
him,
man,
right?
dude.
Bull Young's, yeah, he's the actor.
Yeah.
You may remember him from Enter the Dragon. He played the character of Bolo.
Wait, that was actually his name in Enter the
Yeah,
Dragon?
and then John Saxon, rest in peace, whoops his ass.
So that's something that you two have in common is you two are both very into
Bolo Young,
very
love
into
Bolo
Bolo Young.
dude,
I would 69 with him.
so jacked.
He was. He's old now.
Is he, I can't imagine that he's not
I
jacked
actually
anymore.
was briefly in a band with a guy who was Vietnamese who knew Bolo Young.
Did he sleep?
Actually, I'm sorry. Oh my God, I'm super racist and have early onset Alzheimer's.
Oh,
It wasn't
wait,
him.
for the
It was
listeners at
actually
home,
the dude from Big Trouble in Little China.
Drink. Anytime
yeah.
we say anything
Drink.
racially or culturally insensitive, it's a drinking game with the listeners. You
Oh,
gotta
that's
take a drink.
nice.
So everybody drink.
Yeah, no, it was actually the guy from Big Trouble in Little China, the guy who explodes.
Mm-hmm.
When he was a kid, he went to like a dinner with his parents, and he was like, he's like, yeah, the dude from Big Trouble in Little China like knows my family, and we all like went to this kind of like communal family Vietnamese restaurant and shit. And he was like, it's the fucking guy who explodes in Big Trouble in Little China.
Okay, I must be racist too because I could have swore that was Bolo Young.
No, he's not in that movie.
He's not in Big Trouble.
So wait, who's that dude?
I don't know that guy, but he's got good hair.
Yeah, who is that? I don't know.
Is that a second drink? Because I didn't.
One off.
I didn't know who.
And then
who
the
that was
other guy,
either.
the lightning guy, the Raiden guy.
That's who I keep is in
I
my head right
confuse him with the guy from Brain Smasher: A Love Story, the Andrew Dice Clay movie.
now. I haven't
I
seen
haven't,
that.
yeah, I haven't
But
seen
he's
that one.
also the bad guy in Karate Kid Part 2 when they go to Okinawa, and then Mr. Miyagi's brother Sato has a nephew who just beats the shit out of Danielson, and then they both have a fight at the end. That guy I confuse with the Raiden guy from Big Trouble in Little China.
And every
I don't
other-
think that's racist though,
every other Asian person
because I confuse
that you
white
see.
people with
Drink.
other white people.
Yeah, drink for that one. I'm gonna need to open up another one of these for this episode.
God, it's gonna be so racist. I apologize ahead of time. Skeleton Factory podcast.
Oh yeah, so that's something else. Is when we finally started talking again. It just so happens that we both moved from California. Well, I mean, all three of us moved from California. Joel and I moved out here to do this podcast. Then I found out you moved out here to Austin. You started doing a podcast also. You're working on is it really a movie review podcast, or is it a movie rant podcast?
It's a movie. It's a podcast about cult films, or what I consider cult films. It's not really a review because reviews are very like thoroughly researched, and they're like sixth grade demographics projects. You know what I mean? and like I don't have any commitment to being factual or anything like that. I just talk about movies that I pretty much already recommend, and kind of glob on like things about certain movies. Like if you like this movie, or you like this director or this actor, like if you like this movie, watch this, and I just kind of connect them all together. And I call back to other episodes all the time. It's just like there's just certain movies that people should watch that they're not watching. You know,
Like, what's the most recent movie that you watched that you would recommend to everybody? Like cult film, something that most people wouldn't know.
Maniac Cop.
Maniac Cop's great. Everyone should watch Maniac Cop, I think.
Okay, I know you've seen it. Have you seen Officer Down?
Officer Down.
I don't
dude.
think so.
Directed by the guy who directed a bunch of Slipknot music videos. The entire
don't
movie is
listen to
like
Slipknot,
an
bro.
extended Slipknot music video. The whole fucking thing looks like a Slipknot music
it's
video.
It's great.
I did end up. I did watch My Own Private Idaho. It's about River Phoenix and Keanu Reeves. They're prostitutes.
We were talking about that. I think the
Des Van
last
Zandt
time we
movie,
hung out.
beautiful
Yeah.
movie, awesome, amazing movie. Everyone should watch that movie. You know,
Wait, they're prostitutes?
yeah, they're male prostitutes,
Okay.
and
I'm into
River
that.
Phoenix has narcolepsy, so he keeps falling asleep randomly throughout the movie. So like your perception of time,
That's kind of a kink of mine, though. I'd be into that.
people with narcolepsy.
Well, just
Have you slept with someone while they're sleeping?
no.
Never.
No, I haven't. I'm too
I at
fucking
least
weird
wake
about that
them
stuff.
up.
Yeah, I mean, you give them a
With-
little bit of
with the
advance
penis,
notice.
Yeah, you're. Hey,
The penis wakes them up.
everything's so warm under the blankets.
Just a
though.
little,
Everything
little-
feels so
little
good.
tap on the shoulder with the tip. Like, hey, wake up. So this has gotten weird. Frank Dux. So we're
Bolo Young.
Bolo Young was in a movie called Bloodsport, and a movie called Bloodsport is what we're going to be talking about today, because I honestly had no idea that there was a guy saying that this is what he experienced. The guy that we're talking about is Frank Dux.
Okay.
I
Who's
dare
Frank
say
Dux?
that Jean-Claude Van Damme
The real one.
in Bloodsport. So have
The
you
real
guys?
Jean-Claude Van Damme.
That's who. Yeah, he's not really from Belgium at all. He's actually an American guy.
Have you guys seen a young picture of the real life Frank Dux?
Yes,
He looks
Mm-hmm.
almost exactly like Jean-Claude Van Damme in Bloodsport.
you're crazy.
The
really.
side by
He
side that
looks
I
like
saw.
Gallagher with hair. He looks nothing like Jean-Claude Van Damme.
The side by side that I saw might have been a little bit misleading, but to me it
mean
looked like it was.
doctored?
I mean, damn well it could have been.
Is he buff?
It was a little. I
No.
mean, not as buff as Jean-Claude Van Damme, because
Okay.
Jean-Claude Van Damme's still fucking ripped.
Yeah, dude.
He's aged well.
He did age.
He's
well.
the hottest
I
out of all the action heroes.
Yeah,
from the
I
80s.
wish I could age like Jean-Claude Van Damme. I'm aging like bread or
Bread doesn't really
bad
age
cheese.
well.
You're aging like Danny Trejo.
I'm getting moldy.
Penicillin,
and-
maybe?
Yeah, I age like penicillin.
Jean-Claude Van Damme, he's the penicillin of action heroes.
So Bloodsport is actually based on a true story. I know that you two know this, but for the listeners at home, Bloodsport's based on a true story about a man named Frank Dux.
Frank Dux.
And I just want to give a shout out to the person who gave me the idea for this episode. I usually don't like to mention names on the show, but I'm just going to go ahead and give him a shout out. Dan Morse, this is your topic idea. You emailed it to me. I thought that it was an awesome idea, and now we're
Now
doing
we're
it.
doing it.
So let's jump into it. We're going to start off with a direct quote from Frank Dux himself. My involvement in that tournament was part of a plan launched in 1975 to infiltrate the criminal organization that organized the fights. The original idea was to participate in the Kumite tournament and make a few contacts. We initially assumed I would lose, but eventually I became one of the best Kumite fighters to ever participate in the event.
Oh, wow.
That quote is from an article written by a man named Frank William Dux in the November 1980 issue of Black Belt magazine, in which he describes his experiences participating in an underground fighting tournament called the Kumite. The story would later inspire the 1988 Jean-Claude Van Damme film, Bloodsport, which turned Van Damme into a household name. I didn't know that was one of Van Damme's first
big films.
Breakthrough roles.
Yeah.
I thought he was already famous. Had he ever done...
Well, he did No Retreat,
No Retreat, No Surrender, yeah.
And then he
don't
played a
think I've seen
bad
that
guy
one.
he played a Russian and basically didn't speak.
Yeah, he has like
Because he's not
three
fucking
words,
Russian.
3 lines or something.
And then what else? Cyborg, and then that's
Wait,
that's
Cyborg
Was after, wasn't it? Or no?
I thought Cyborg was before Bloodsport. I have no idea when
That's what I'm saying. Like he
It
did
was
those,
before?
But Cyborg was before. So was
Really?
No Retreat, No Surrender, and then he did Bloodsport.
Cyborg's fucking
Oh man,
amazing.
I think
fucking love
Cyborg's
Cyborg.
better than Bloodsport was.
Two
I
different.
could see that.
I mean, different
I'm a big
genres,
Brian Thompson
but
fan, and he's in that, and he's the dude who's like white dude, jacked, has like weird fucking cheekbones. Like he was in everything back in the day.
I like the bad guy because
What-
I don't know the actor
isn't that,
name.
Isn't that fucking Brian Thompson?
no, the bad
He was
guy
in
with
Point
the
Break.
dreadlocks.
The chainmail.
Shit, what's his name? We used to joke about him all the time when we were.
I just call
Fucking
him
War
Cyborg.
Child? No. Or back off War Child. I mean
Yeah,
it.
War Child, dude.
Or else me and Anthony Kiedis are gonna kick your ass.
War
Fuck outta here.
Child, dude.
Oh,
His name
man,
was War Child. in that?
I would be much more intimidated by Flea than Anthony Kiedis if I was going to pick any
100%,
member of
dude. He was in cooler movies too.
Flea was?
Yeah, he was in
wait.
Suburbia.
Wasn't he also in?
He was in
Wait, you think Suburbia?
Callback. He was in fucking My Own Private Idaho.
He was?
He was.
I gotta watch that fucking movie. How did Flea get so many film roles?
I don't know.
Wasn't he also in? He was in one of the Back to the Future movies, wasn't
Really?
He was. He was in part 2.
he? He was the one that
He was one of Biff Tannen's cronies, right?
I
Am
think
making
that,
that up?
I think that he was the guy that was racing Michael J. Fox. He was driving the like kind of lifted small truck. Wasn't he?
Really? I think you're thinking
don't
of The
know.
Chase with Christy Swanson and Charlie Sheen.
I'm just thinking about War Child personally.
What happened to War Child?
Back off, War Child.
God only knows.
Dude, that end fight in Cyborg though. He's just flexing the whole fucking time. with his
Cyborg's
shirt
great.
off.
That should be a series.
Oh, that would be fucking amazing. So the first time that I ever saw Cyborg, I was a very young kid, and
I like the misery.
a friend of mine. Well, actually, he wasn't even a friend of mine. It was the brother of one of my sister's friends. Invited me over to his house to watch Cyborg, and I had to like go through this whole process to get permission from my parents because they didn't want us watching anything above PG when I was that age. And I was so excited because I was like, oh shit, I'm gonna watch was that rated R or PG-13?
Cyborg? Rated
Yeah,
R.
I mean that had to have been rated R.
It was. I mean,
Dude, that part when he's on the cross.
do people
Yelling.
get raped in that movie? I don't know.
I think so.
Because
I don't know.
there was some gnarly rated G shit back in the day.
Well, I think I almost got raped the night that I stayed over at that kid's house to watch Cyborg because slightly older insisted that we sleep in the same bed, which I thought was really
Really?
awkward. It was real fucking awkward. Nothing ended up happening because I mean I've been on my guard for a long time.
The trauma blocked it out. It's
Yeah,
fine.
you just don't remember.
God, I hope so.
Were you drunk?
At that age, dude, I started drinking when I was like 3 or 4 years old, and I haven't stopped since.
Nice.
What does a 3 or 4-year-old drink?
Actually,
Think about yourself when you were 3 or 4. Like, what would you drink? Just like Tito's and Capri Sun, or
Hell, that sounds good.
Yoo-hoo and
and Kahlua?
and Four Roses whiskey.
I was going to say Yoo-hoo and Kahlua sounds like it might actually taste good.
That actually sounds pretty good.
I mean, it's like a chocolate flavored
sweet.
White Russian.
Yeah.
Well, if you're like 3 years old, then
Yeah.
that's going to be something that appeals to you.
Yeah, true. Or if you're you.
Anything you can drink out of a box.
I would still drink a combination of Yoo-hoo and Kahlua because, I mean, I was drinking
Yoo-hoo,
Fireball
Fireball?
early today.
Maybe next episode.
I like the bitch drinks. What can I say? So at the end of Bloodsport, there's a title card that talks about Frank's accomplishments, quote unquote accomplishments over the course of his lifetime. And it reads, from 1975 to 1980, Frank W. Dux fought 329 matches. He retired undefeated as the world heavyweight full contact Kumite champion. Mr. Dux still holds 4 world records. Fastest knockout, 3.2 seconds. Fastest punch with a knockout, 0.12 seconds. Fastest kick with a knockout, 72 miles per hour.
Wow.
And most consecutive knockouts in a single tournament with 56. 56 knockouts when he competed in the Kumite.
You know what's not mentioned in those accomplishments? The fact that it should say Jean-Claude Van Damme played him in his prime. That should be like, dude, Jean-Claude Van Damme was me.
And Jean-Claude Van Damme played him in
Also,
his
who
prime.
measures a 0.12 second knockout? They
That's-
don't do that now.
That's what I was wondering also. And also the 72 mile per hour kick.
How did they measure that?
How
In real
is
time.
there somebody there with like a fucking
Like, how do you know
radar
someone's
gun?
gonna fucking How do you
Yeah.
know someone's gonna throw a kick?
Well, spoiler alert, he might have been fibbing a little bit.
Impossible.
No, Frank Dux wouldn't do that. Aside from holding 4 world records, Dux is also an author, fight choreographer, distinguished veteran of the Vietnam War, former CIA operative, and Medal of Honor recipient.
Wow.
He's also the adult version of the kid on the playground that claims that he had a black belt in karate and totally has a super hot girlfriend, but you wouldn't know her because she goes to a different school.
So he's lying.
Little bit of a liar. I don't think that he. Well, I don't want to jump ahead of myself. I have a bad habit of doing that. Spoiling the ending. Dux is indeed an author, having written multiple articles for Black Belt magazine, as well as writing a book called The Secret Man, which allegedly tells the tale of his time working for the CIA. He also co-wrote the film The Quest alongside Jean-Claude Van Damme. Both the book and the film share the same level of truthfulness. They are purely fiction. Objectively, they are totally fucking bullshit. Like all the stuff where he's talking about
Matt,
being
do the books have a bibliography?
Okay, I have to be perfectly honest. I didn't look into it that deeply.
Bibliography means that your book is true, 100%.
If somebody's going to make a movie about something
It's
based
true, it
on
happened.
true events,
Yeah, like Biodome.
it's obviously a true story.
Yes, sir.
Frank's work as a fight choreographer is also verifiable. He worked as a fight choreographer for Bloodsport, Lionheart, and Only the Strong, one of which is actually a pretty solid movie. By that I mean Bloodsport. The other two I did not like. And Only the Strong, I just...
Only the Strong is a capoeira movie.
Yeah.
That's
like
Frank
the
Dux
movie-
doesn't have a fucking... That motherfucker can't do cartwheels.
It's the most ridiculous fighting style I've ever seen in my life.
Also, the dude who was the star, I want to say Mark Dacascos. Shout out to Mark Dacascos from Only the Strong. He ended up becoming the host of the American Iron Chef.
Iron Chef America.
Oh,
I
shit.
knew that I
And I
knew
used
that
to
I
work
fucking
for a chef
recognized
back
him.
in the day named out in San Francisco named Chris Cosentino, and he competed on American Iron Chef. And when he came back, he went against Mario Batali, who I guess is high on cocaine and allegedly and cheats. And he was like, when he came back, I was like, dude, how was Mark Dacascos? He's like, dude, Mark Dacascos is the coolest motherfucker you ever met in
Really?
your life. I was
Hell
like,
yeah.
yes. Only the strong motherfucker. And he also saw, I think Cosentino also saw Only the Strong. So I was like, so we had that capoeira brothership. We were culturally appropriating Brazilian culture through our whiteness.
Is that cultural appropriation? Does that mean drink?
Let's just say
Yay!
drink.
Just for the sake
Only
of
the
just for the sake of the
strong.
listeners, drink.
Only the strong.
Where he obtained his martial arts experience, on the other hand, is highly suspect, and this is where Senzo Tanaka enters the picture. Senzo Tiger Tanaka was a world-famous ninjutsu instructor and the descendant of 40 generations of hardcore warriors. At the age of 16, Dux was introduced to the world of ninjutsu when Tanaka took him to Masuda, Japan to train him to be a real-life ninja. Being such a legendary teacher of the ancient way of the ninja, Tanaka's career is famously well documented, or at least it should be, but it's unfortunately not.
That's already flimsy. Remember that show Growing Up Gotti?
Oh shit! John Gotti's
It was like
kids like hanging
it
out
was
in the
their
Jersey
like,
Shore.
his like nephews or grandchildren or some shit. It's like you're not instantly in the fucking mafia because I come from a long generation of mafia members.
As far as I'm concerned, that's stolen valor.
That's stolen fucking valor. You could be like, well, I come from a long generation of fucking ninjutsu experts. It's like, oh, good for you. Do you want a Congressional Medal of Honor?
Well, I mean, some people get them for that. Well, some people lie about getting them. Honestly, the Medal of Honor thing is the part that really pisses me off the most. I'll get into how that's verifiably false.
Oh shit!
But that's like a fucked up thing to.
Is he still alive?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, he's still got an
who
active
else
website.
Is a fake Medal of Honor recipient? Mr. Miyagi. Does that make you upset?
What?
What are you talking about?
That was a whole thing in fucking Karate Kid, where like Danielson finds what was he? Mr. Miyagi gets fucking shit faced, and he carries Mr. Miyagi back to his house. And Mr. Miyagi was
Which Karate Kid is this? Is it the?
It was rather the first or the second. He and Mr.
don't
Miyagi
remember
was
this.
getting drunk. He was wearing his fucking like military jacket and shit, and he had this little like box open with like picture of his dead wife, and he had like a Medal of Honor in there. And Danielson ended up like framing it and giving it to Mr. Miyagi. But it was this whole thing where he's like looking through his box and he's like, "Oh fuck, this dude's like a real deal, fucking war hero."
Yeah.
And then at the end, the guy who looks like the guy who's like not Steven Seagal, the guy who was like the main vampire in John Carpenter's Vampires, Terry Silver. He says that to Mr. Miyagi at the end when they have their showdown. He's like, "Oh look, the big fucking war hero," and then fucking Mr. Miyagi throws fucking white paint on him, and that's the end of the movie.
I didn't realize
Am I the only one to watch fucking the Karate Kid movies?
I like gotta watch them again.
Yeah,
That's
I must
Karate
need
Kid
to,
Part 2.
Yeah, I must need to watch them again also
Two
because
is-
I don't remember
I guess I have to watch 2 again.
Yeah.
It seems like that's a little bit of an inaccuracy because I don't recall.
Mr. Miyagi,
I don't recall the U.S. giving a whole lot of medals to Japanese soldiers.
he was an American soldier.
Oh shit! Drink.
Fuck, I have to watch those again. What about Karate Kid 3?
With Hilary Swank?
Yeah. What are your thoughts on that?
Was that her first film?
I don't know, but I don't know. I think Hilary Swank's hot,
Yeah.
Yeah,
especially young Hilary Swank.
I hate to say it, but I would agree with that.
Yeah.
She kind of looks like a boy, and it makes me question my sexuality.
Yeah, she has big teeth. She has
I'm into
giant teeth. But
And a giant butthole.
you ever meet someone with giant teeth?
A handful of them, yeah.
It's weird, isn't it?
Yeah. It is.
It's really weird. Why are your teeth so big?
Saber-toothed donkey.
And you don't think about it until you meet someone who has small teeth.
Oh, that's even
Small teeth are
creepier.
weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's like somebody who looks like they still have their baby teeth. That's
Yeah.
creepy as fuck.
Yeah.
No offense to anybody in the audience who has small teeth or big teeth, but I mean, I've got fucked up teeth, so I can talk about people having fucked up teeth all day. That's my prerogative as a member of that society.
Oh.
What's the small teeth community?
No, bad
Fucked up
teeth
teeth?
community.
Oh.
I think that's how it works.
Sure, man.
People who have investigated the life and career of Tiger Tanaka have found precisely jack shit. No documentation of Tanaka's career exists outside of the stories Frank Dux has told, and no other prominent martial arts expert has ever heard or even interacted with him. Even Dux himself can't decide how the old man's story goes. When
The story changes over time.
Oh, yeah. It changes a handful of times over the course of 15 years. When interviewed by a man named John Johnson in 1998, Dux claimed he did not know the whereabouts of his former mentor or whether or not he was still alive.
Why is he getting interviewed? By is he?
Yeah, by a guy
even
named
getting
John
it-
Johnson.
I know, that's sounds like a fake
That's
name, but...
it's the Phil Hartman name from So I Married an Axe Murderer. Remember that when they go on a tour of San Francisco?
What it made me think of was the Kurt Vonnegut novel. My name is Jan Janssen. I live in Wisconsin.
Dude, books are for nerds, homie. I'm talking about
I know. I just
Mike
outed
Myers
myself as a
movies from the
fucking
90s, son.
But yeah, John Johnson, fake name.
Yeah, that's...
Guy was undercover for sure. Okay, so in 2016, Dux said Tanaka died in Japan in the 1970s, and that his dying wish was for Frank to compete in the Kumite. The following year, Dux claimed that Tanaka died in Los Angeles in 1975, and even presented a death certificate saying that, he said that he found a death certificate showing that Tiger Tanaka died in Los Angeles in 1975.
Okay.
Making up a whole lot of bullshit. James Bond fans may notice that the name of Frank's ninjutsu instructor sounds strangely familiar. That's because the James Bond novel You Only Live Twice features a ninja commander who shares the exact same name as the Kumite champion's teacher. Dux claims that is because Ian Fleming based the character on Tanaka, and definitely not because he made the whole fucking thing up. There's something about Frank Dux where I just get this feeling that he's so fucking desperate to have some sort of validation for his existence.
Do you remember those novels, The Rogue Warrior?
Oh, yeah, written by...
Richard Marcinko, is that his name?
It's either Demo Dick is what he's known, and us veterans. But yeah, Richard, I think it's Marchenko. I'm not sure if it's Marcenko or Marchenko. Somebody in the live chat will correct us because we have a lot of veterans.
Like that dude, from what I can, that was like a legit military guy who's seen some shit, but also had a knack for writing.
Yeah.
Frank Dux could have just went that route and probably been okay. I don't know the quality of his writing, actually. I know that he wrote a book, but I don't know if it's any fucking good.
Marchenko?
Frank Dux.
Oh, Frank Dux wrote.
It basically details
I
his
think,
time in the CIA.
Yeah, I think that he wrote 2 novels, but I know for a fact that he wrote the Secret Life or My Secret Life.
But he wasn't in the
like
CIA.
The Secret Garden.
Secret
So
Garden,
he's the author
yeah.
of The Secret Garden, which
Genius.
wasn't that turned into a Johnny Depp film?
Yeah. Yeah.
God bless Frank Dux. He has
He was on set for that.
so much of his life gets turned into a movie. He's an American no, he's a Canadian treasure.
He is.
So I mean that kind of lowers the quality of
He's from Toronto.
the treasure itself. Oh,
Drink.
yeah, probably. Well, can we be racially insensitive Canadians?
No.
I'll drink anyway.
White people don't have feelings.
The military career of Frank Dux is also about as real as the explanation I gave from. Okay, so when I was writing the notes for this, full disclosure, I was drinking, and as I got further and further through the notes, I was continuing to drink more, and I got a little bit too fast and loose with what I was talking about. But the military career of Frank Dux is also about as real as the explanation I gave my parents for the shattered windshield on my 1986 Mazda B2000 when I was 17 years old.
Insurance fraud.
Minor
nice.
elements of truth smothered in loads of bullshit. Once again, Amanda, don't rat me out. And I hope that Mom isn't listening to this episode. And I hope she still believes the story that I told her about the broken windshield.
What was the story?
So the lead singer of the band that I was playing in at the time, I hit him with my car.
Nice.
On purpose. It doesn't
And what did you
necessarily
say
make it
happened?
any better. I said that I woke up in the morning and the windshield was broken, and I thought that maybe some drunk people walked by and broke it for some reason. Which, I mean, everybody knows that in Goleta, California, there's a whole shitload of drunk people walking around in the middle of a residential neighborhood. So
Happens all the time.
all the time, understandable.
I've been that person.
Joel and I have had some exciting experiences in the exact same neighborhood that I'm talking about. That small residential neighborhood in Goleta, California, with a nearby 7-Eleven. A lot of drunken nights doing stupid shit in that area. Dux served in the U.S. Marine Corps Reserve from 1975 to 1981. He was sent on covert missions in Southeast Asia, one of which led to him receiving the Medal of Honor. Our veteran listeners may be smelling something foul about this point, and spoiler alert, that's because it's a load of bullshit. I don't want to jump ahead of myself. I'll just keep going. So Frank's military service began in 1975, the exact same year he claims the CIA sent him undercover to infiltrate the Kumite. At what point in history has the CIA recruited a member of the reserves from any service branch during their first year to go on a highly secretive mission to infiltrate a criminal organization overseas? And honestly, the answer is never. And if anybody can correct me on that.
That shit's retarded. That'd be like if like some CIA guy now, they're like, look, we need you to go undercover at the UFC. We think Dana White is trafficking in fucking human organs or some shit. We need you to go in there and
then imagine
get to
that,
the top 10 of the lightweight division.
Yeah, and then imagine that it's like a trainee who has been in the service for less than a year, and that's who the CIA is sending into the situation.
The best.
The best of the best. Dux has also claimed to be a veteran of the Vietnam War, during which time he received the Medal of Honor. This would have been very difficult for him, considering the fall of Saigon occurred before he even joined the reserves. According to the military records obtained through the Freedom of Information Act, Dux not only never received the Medal of Honor, he was never even deployed overseas.
Wow.
Stolen valor, for sure.
Can you get the Medal of Honor without being deployed overseas?
There have been people who received the Medal of Honor during the Civil War, I believe. I think that there was a couple. Okay, so back in the day, like way, way back in the day, when
Well,
the
there
Medal of
was
Honor
no deploying overseas.
Yeah, not really deploying
'Cause-
overseas, but also back in the day, getting the Medal of Honor was much, much easier than it is nowadays. Like, they would give you the Medal of Honor if you just killed a whole bunch of people that weren't white. Because like there's a lot of situations.
So Dolph
where that
Lundgren
happens.
in Universal Soldier, Congressional Medal of Honor.
Yes.
Also starring Jean-Claude Van Damme.
Universal Soldier is a great
He had
fucking movie.
he had the fucking ear, the necklace of ears,
Oh, that just made me
which
think
is a
of,
weird trope because I've seen that at like Spirit Halloween stores.
that's a pretty
Just
fucking
a necklace
morbid.
of ears. Like who's getting their 5-year-old? Like, you're a fucking deranged fucking Tom Berenger Vietnam psychopath for Halloween. Isn't that great? Wear your mask, honey.
I mean, that's what I want to dress up as. But yeah, back in the day, so we actually have a Medal of Honor recipient that co-hosts a show on the network, Dakota Meyer. We've talked about him on the show before. Fucking one of the nicest people I've ever met in my life that has literally killed somebody with a rock. I mean, I've met a lot of
He
people
killed a lot of people.
that have killed people with the rock, but he's by far the nicest.
Like The Rock.
He killed people with the rock.
He grabbed Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, fucking beat somebody to death with him.
That's what's up. That's what I'm talking about. Where's that guy's fucking statue? Fuck you, Thomas Jefferson.
Yeah.
But back in the day when the Medal of Honor was first thought of, I mean, from all of the Medal of Honor accounts that I've gone through, when the Medal of Honor was first created, it's like they were just handing that shit out like candy, and then it got progressively harder and harder and harder over the years to accomplish something that leads to you receiving the Medal of Honor. And now it's like, well, we talked about, we had an episode about, what was it, Jack Lucas, the immortal Jack Lucas.
Oh, dude.
16, 17-year-old kid jumped on top of 2 grenades during World War II. He got the Medal of Honor. Like that fucking deserves it. The shit that Dakota Meyer did, if you've ever read his citation for the Medal of Honor, obviously
crazy
fucking
shit.
Deserves it. But
Dolph Lundgren deserves it.
Dolph Lundgren,
And he's Swedish.
Oh, dude,
He's Swedish?
the only
Swedish.
foreigner that would ever honestly deserve to get the Medal of Honor.
Yeah.
What?
Is there a Swedish Medal of Honor? There has to be, right?
I know that France has. I think most countries have their own version of the Medal of Honor. I don't remember the story off the top of my head, but there's a story about it was either, I think it was an Indian, like Indian as in a soldier from
Like the
India.
feather people?
No, dots, not feathers. Drink, by the way.
Okay.
I need to re-up. I plowed through all my alcohol already.
Oh fuck, we may need to slow down on the insensitivity, or just keep going.
Yeah.
You
can
wanna
run and grab a drink. It's cool.
You want to grab a drink?
Yeah.
All right.
Do it.
Oh, thanks. Does anyone need anything?
I'm still good.
Yeah, I think I'm good.
My drink's strong as fuck.
Okay, so while Adam is grabbing some more drinks and I think using the restroom, we're going to talk about Ghost Bed. That is our sponsor for this episode
Great
and our
segue.
sponsor for every episode.
The best sponsor.
The best sponsor. Sponsoring the network for a long time now. The Iconoblast podcast is presented by ghostbed.com/Drinkin' Bros. Ghostbed has been a loyal sponsor of the Drinkin' Bros for 5 years now, and everyone here in the studio is in love with their mattresses and pillows.
Yeah.
And a handful of people have made love on their mattresses and pillows.
Mm-hmm. That's true.
It's a good spot for it, though. Ghostbed makes their high-quality mattresses right here in the good old USA, and each mattress comes with a 20-year warranty, which that's one of the things that amazes me about Ghostbed is the fact that they will give you a 20-year warranty. I don't know if I've ever had a mattress for 20 years before. You can try a Ghostbed mattress for 101 nights, and if you're not completely satisfied, you can return it with no questions asked. And if you're doing anything on the Ghostbed, nobody needs to ask any questions.
Have you laid on the ghost bed yet?
I sat on it.
And your butt felt better, right? Like your butt felt great.
Anything helps, bro. I got the GERD.
Ghostbed will literally change your life. Their mattresses and pillows have cooling technology to help you keep cool at night, and you can buy a mattress for around $35 per month. They have no money down, 0% financing plans, which also is another great thing about Ghostbed.
Yeah.
Ghostbed also offers bundles so you can get everything you need in one convenient package. Just choose from their 4 mattresses and then pick your bundle. So whether you just need a mattress and a frame, which I highly recommend the frame because it vibrates.
Yeah.
The fucking vibrating frame. So as soon as we're done with this episode, we
got to juice them.
We're gonna clear off that ghost bed. All 3 of us are gonna climb in there. We're gonna turn on the vibration. It comes with a remote control, which I think is pretty fucking awesome.
Mm-hmm. It lifts up and down.
Yeah. You can. Well, I mean, we're looking at it right now.
Yeah,
Like a car in a Dr. Dre video from the 90s.
It's just like that.
That's cool.
It's awesome.
So if you just need a mattress and frame, or you want it all, like their cooling pillows and sheets, you can always get the best bang for your buck. And right now, Ghostbed is offering a flash sale where you can get 40% off when you buy a mattress and adjustable base. Once again, highly recommend the adjustable base. Or you can get 30% off of everything when you use the promo code Drinkin' Bros. So head over to ghostbed.com/Drinkin' Bros to take advantage of all these awesome deals. Again, that is ghostbed.com/Drinkin' Bros. Ghostbed. Sleep so good, it's scary. Okay, so now I want to get through the rest of this episode because I really want to have a little snuggle struggle on the ghost bed.
That's
The vibrator thing is nice.
It actually really is. It's not like the shitty magic fingers that you get at a Motel 6 back in the 1980s. Like it actually is very relaxing.
It's powerful.
It's
And it's on a timer, so you can like turn it on and just go to sleep.
Yeah, look, people, it's the Hitachi wand of beds. That's all you need to know.
I think that's the greatest endorsement that anybody can give because Hitachi, we all know what the
Do you want
Hitachi
to
is.
fucking... There's someone should write a book, a coffee table book. Okay, so I had to buy a... like how I start, I had to buy a Hitachi wand for someone very close to me in my life. Mm-hmm. And I went on Amazon.
It was me.
It's Matt. And you go on it. There are so many fake Hitachi wands sold on Amazon.
Really?
Oh yeah, and you go in the comments, and it's people. It's like, if you know what a Hitachi wand is, it's like a white shaft with a little vibrating ball on the end of it, right? And it's like a hard rubber.
It's a back massager.
And then
quote
yeah,
unquote.
and then people would like take pictures of what they got in the fucking mail, and it's like a fucking. It looks like this head of this microphone. Just the most bootlegged fucking Hitachi ones you've ever seen, and people just piss like I was trying to masturbate. I got Amazon Prime 2-day delivery, and I'm trying to fucking blast my clit open, and I can't because of these fake fuck Hitachi wands. Get a real Hitachi wand, people. Especially like wherever you are. I got mine off of goodvibrations.com for all my people in California. That's a good sex store right there. And
Good. That's like a physical location that also sells online.
yeah, Good Vibrations. And a few of them have like weird little museums in the back of like, here's a sex toy from fucking 400 years ago. And it's just like, it's just a log sitting under a fucking bell jar. How far we've come. Literally.
Thank God for holy shit, that was a good fucking pun. Sorry, that threw me off. Thank God for progress is what I was going to say.
That's right.
That's why technological progress is so extremely important, because how else are you going to fucking blast your clit open?
Blast your clit open. Fuck. That's good.
Okay, so
I think we should drink just because that was good.
Yeah. Why
Yeah,
not?
yeah.
Blast your
Cheers.
clit open's nice. Cheers,
Here's
boys.
to blasting your clit open.
So real quick, true story side tangent. When I was a very young child, I've already talked about walking in on my parents having sex when I was young. Again, Amanda, if you're listening, I am so fucking sorry. But something else that I didn't realize until I was much, much older, my mom just so happened to own something that was very, very similar to one of the Hitachi wands. Mm-hmm. But to me, it was a back massager. That's what everybody would say that it was. I used to play around with that thing a lot when I was growing up, and now I'm
You
thinking,
get off with it?
No, I would fucking push it up against my cheek and laugh about how it was shaking my cheek.
You never put it on your dong?
No, at that age, like I wasn't even thinking about that type of shit. I'm talking like
I was.
Yeah, so was I. Like,
Bro,
shit.
Okay, check this out.
I knew there was a reason that I was such close friends with you two.
Yes, because we're both horribly sexually scarred as children. My parents used to get the Adam and Eve catalog in the mail, like every
Has Adam
month.
and Eve been around that long?
Yes.
I mean, not the biblical Adam and Eve. Obviously, they've been around since the birth of humanity.
Yeah.
But Adam and Eve has been around for.
Yeah, and my mom. My mom had
Just tell us. Just let it out.
My mom had the most rudimentary looking pair of like yellow anal beads. And I thought it was like in her like a vanity, right? So it was with her like her necklaces from my dead grandmother and like rosaries from my first communion, and then there's like these bright
Fucking anal beads.
yellow anal beads and shit. And
Holy
I remember
shit.
at one point like look at this necklace. It's not even like it's not even a circle. It's just a long string. And I remember putting them in my 7-year-old mouth.
No.
Oh, fuck.
So what is the term that kids? Because I don't pick up on nowadays lingo because I think I gave
You
up.
put your... Wait,
I'm my own Eskimo brother.
you put your mom's anal beads in your mouth.
Yeah, they weren't like cool silicone ones. They were literally like a pearl necklace. The jewelry kind.
Like a pearl necklace.
But the beads were the size of like they were huge. They were like, buttholes.
God.
And they were held together on like a string, like butcher's twine. So they weren't even like good quality.
Were they homemade?
Is it? Was it like that orange?
My stepdad did rebuild a Firebird in the fucking garage by himself. So maybe my mom some anal beads.
So is it like the bright orange twine that I used to tie together hay bales and firewood with when I was a little kid? Like that really rough?
Sturdy,
You don't want it.
old-fashioned.
You don't want it. Coming apart in there.
True. I mean,
It was like
you gotta use
parachute paracord.
oh god damn!
Like military grade
Bungee
like,
cord.
like 550 cord.
550 cord, but with anal beads on it. We're a proud army family. My Uncle Billy got his part of his leg blown off in Korea.
Homemade. Your dad made homemade anal beads for your mom, and you sucked on them.
I put them in my mouth.
Yeah.
Well, apparently I stuck my mom's Hitachi wand up against my face and laughed about how it was jiggling my cheek.
That's pretty close. That's pretty normal. That's not as bad as that, though.
I mean, I guess long story short.
I mean, my mother's a nurse. I'm not going to say where because I don't want her to get her fucking nurse's license taken away her last year before she retires.
That would be the strangest visit to HR. Like, okay, so we were listening
there is
to
a
podcast.
podcast that alleges. I'm sure she cleaned him.
Well, that's what I was
Yeah.
going to say. Is like I hope to God, like, I wish that Clorox wipes existed.
You
for
know
a
what?
lot
It's
longer.
fine. I've kissed my mother on the lips, and she like blew my dead stepdad. So I'm not like I don't feel like I've sucked my stepdad's dick. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like there's
True. That's
it's
true.
an inanimate object that I'm sure has been cleaned. If it tastes like shit, I would have noticed.
Wait, would you have something to compare that to?
Sure.
How old were you when this happened? When this horrible incident occurred?
Let's see. The house we were in, I had to be in at least 9 or 10.
Okay.
I think around the same age for me with the whole Hitachi wand thing. Also,
But
around
I had like a weird sexual thing my whole life. Like I dry humped a Smurf doll plush toy about this big.
Oh,
When I
shit.
was 3.
we were,
Wow.
And I didn't,
That's pretty
and,
young.
and I
Just
remember it
talking
very
about that the
clearly,
other
but
night.
I don't remember. I didn't understand what I was doing.
Yeah.
I just understood that it felt good
felt
to
great, yeah.
rub my 3-year-old dick on a fucking Smurfette doll.
I think this has been a fucking amazing episode so far. I don't even know how to segue back into the topic because I'm so locked into what we're talking about right now.
Yeah,
but-
Frank Dux can't.
Yeah. Speaking of anal beads and licking them.
Frank Dux should get into porn.
Wait, hasn't Jean-Claude Van Damme done porn?
Stallone did.
Stallone. Oh, Jackie Chan did also.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I heard that. Yeah.
Jackie Chan
Was
did
he doing like wacky acrobats? He like stuck his dick through a ladder.
Dove through a ladder into a vagina.
Oh fuck! Now I want to see that.
Drunken masturbator.
Jackie Chan did softcore porn. Stallone did hardcore,
Yeah.
right? Like full
Have you seen
blown
it?
penetration. No, I haven't seen the Stallone porn or the Jackie Chan.
Rambo.
Rambo. That's what it was called. That's right.
Yeah.
Oh, how
If
do
you
we?
could get your hands on that, I would jerk off to that. But looking at him.
Yeah, Joel, I've known you for a long time now, and I dare say that you'd probably be able to jack off to anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, not because you're necessarily into it, but to prove a point.
Yeah, I get it done.
If they're like seriously in that era, if I had to think about like people to like action stars to jerk off to, like immediately I'm like when Dolph Lundgren was dating Grace Jones.
Oh
No.
yeah, wait, Gracie Jones or Grace Jones?
Grace Jones.
That's a chick from Conan. Which Conan movie?
Destroyer.
She was in She was in Conan the Destroyer. She was in Boomerang. She plays Strange. Boomerang with what's that guy's name?
Boomerang.
Fucking Axel Foley, Eddie Murphy.
Oh.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, like her and fucking like Ivan Drago era Dolph Lundgren
That's
having sweet love. I'd watch that.
Wait, was it?
That's something that would be shown in the Smithsonian, like on an IMAX screen.
I mean, it should be if our fucking culture wasn't so goddamn stuck up.
I used to jerk off to that Conan the Barbarian scene when he bangs like the witch. Do you remember that?
yeah. I was wondering where that was gonna, how that sentence was gonna. When it was a child pushing the fucking breaking wheel.
Yeah,
That's just-
I used to jerk off to that too. Yeah.
When James Earl Jones cut off his mother's head. Riddle of Steel, you know it, don't you, boy?
His mom was hot. His
Mom was, yeah.
She was hot.
Was she a well-known actress?
No,
I don't remember what she looks
looked
like.
I have no idea.
She looked like Arnold?
No, she just was like a supermodel looking.
Oh, I thought you said she looked like him. And I was going to say, if she looked like Arnold, I could understand why you would jack off to that. Oh, wait. You haven't done the Arnold voice yet this episode.
No, I did it a little bit earlier.
Okay, good. That's for
Ruben. Yeah, drink Ruben.
Pretty good.
Ruben, God bless you.
But yeah, that scene is great though when he fucks the witch. Do you guys remember that?
No,
Yeah.
I do remember.
She like
it.
tells
I
him
don't
where to go.
remember,
she's like,
that's like a really short scene?
no,
I mean,
no,
I can't
it's
talk
long.
because
He throws her in the fire, and you can see her
It's
her
an hour
vagina
long.
for like a second.
Yeah, he gets crazy with her. And
Throws her in the
And the
fire.
way he deals with it is he throws her into a fire
Yeah, it's awesome.
using his fucking barbarian strength.
Oh man,
But she
if
goes
only
crazy on him though. She
only
just starts
life could
turning
be
into a
that
witch.
simple.
you know?
Yeah, that's what that. Yeah, that song. That was the inspiration for the song "Crazy on You" by Heart.
wait, was it actually?
I don't know.
And I think
Probably.
that came out.
I
I think
hope
that
it was.
song came out.
So how do we get back into Frank Dux on this one? Anybody have a good segue?
I mean, we should talk about Bloodsport. I think that's the obvious thing because that is like the greatest movie that came out in 1988.
Okay, good enough segue. So So Frank's only verifiable accolades was being referred for psychiatric. So in case anybody forgot where I left off, was talking about Frank's military career, which he was in the Marine Corps Reserve.
Yeah.
He claimed that he went to Vietnam. The Vietnam War was already over, and he also claimed that he.
Not for him, bro.
No, I went to Vietnam. I didn't say it was during the war. So
He just went there.
he was just on leave. Went to Vietnam. Probably
Chilled on the beach.
Shot a
fucked
few people just for the fuck of it.
Prostitutes.
Yeah, he went to Papa's and Beer.
He went to the
Went to
Saigon,
Hard Rock Cafe.
the Saigon Senior Frogs. So yeah, claimed that he spent time in Vietnam. That he was a decorated Vietnam veteran. The war was already over at that point. Claimed that he won the Medal of Honor in Southeast Asia.
Does he have like just Christmas ornaments all over him?
I mean, for him, I'm assuming that must be the case because. So I go over it here in the notes in a little bit, but there's a picture of Frank Dux in his military uniform, and he has like a whole fucking chest full of ribbons, and they're all in the wrong order.
Yeah, he looks like Muammar Gaddafi or something.
Dude,
He's wearing like an imaginary costume. Fucking.
He looks like one of those North
Yeah.
Korean generals that have like so many fucking medals or like hanging off their waist
Sure,
and shit.
Really?
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's not that much, but he's got
But
their.
they're
They're fake?
They're all in the wrong order. Anybody who
Well, actually, he was in the Marine Corps. His Medal of Honor, deal on his uniform was actually an Army Medal of Honor.
yes,
And he depending on what accounts you look at, he admitted that specific photo, he was wearing a Halloween costume. Which is so insulting.
So, oh no,
Justin Trudeau, you have an out. You can just be like, look, I wasn't in blackface. It was a Halloween costume, so everyone needs to like mellow out with the blackface.
Oh, and I was young. I didn't know what I was doing.
Look,
I'm
like,
so terribly sorry.
Canadian Spirit Halloween stores was just filled with clan outfits.
Oh fuck! But yeah, exactly what you were talking about. The photo of Frank Dux in the quote unquote photo of him in his military uniform. Anybody who has spent not even anybody who spent any time in the military, anybody who is even slightly interested in the military will take a look at that and be like, I don't think that would necessarily pass inspection.
Mm-hmm.
Crazy.
I was going to say, actually, in Frank Dux' book, there's a picture of him in the trenches. Like, it's this photo of him, like, in a trench, like, wearing fatigues with, like, a mustache and a bandana and shit.
Because
And-
Vietnam was famously trench warfare.
Yeah, there was all kinds of... Yeah, Tom Savini took the fucking photo. He's just like, yeah, we're just fighting, and then people were taking photos of us. But... Like in Full Metal Jacket, where there's that scene where they're fighting, and then fucking there's. Oh no! Was that Full Metal Jacket or was it? No, that was
Platoon.
Platoon. They're like, keep fighting. And the director's like, just keep fighting. And no, but there's a picture of him in his own book where he's in fatigues in a foxhole, and that was actually taken from a film called Firefight. Like
That Frank Dux was an actor in.
Yeah.
I didn't
And
know
the guy
that-
who directed it tried to make Frank Dux like the main dude in it, and I think Philip and Simon Rhee are in it. They're if you've ever seen Best of the Best, you ever seen that movie with Eric Roberts?
I don't think so.
And James Earl Jones, like a Taekwondo team. And,
Holy shit! It sounds fucking amazing. Though.
it was Philip and Simon Rhee are in it, and whatchamacallit, and Brian Thompson is in it, like dude from fucking Cyborg. And it was supposed to be some like short film, but basically all the photos of Frank Dux in his book in fatigues in battle is taken from that movie.
Oh, this guy is such a fucking douchebag.
What the fuck?
Holy shit! Right? I mean, that's
You know that Don the Dragon Wilson has been calling out fucking Frank Dux for like a while?
I don't know Don the Dragon Wilson.
the-
You don't know Don the Dragon Wilson?
No.
No.
Okay, well, I'm 75 years old, so I grew up with Don the Dragon Wilson. He was like, it was in the era of the 90s where like if you had any kind of martial arts accolades and you looked like maybe you could stand in front of a camera and seem believable, you got acting work, like Chuck Norris. And Don the Dragon Wilson, he was like a professional kickboxer. He's legit. And he had a bunch of movies back in the day and shit. And
What does he look like?
he looks like an Asian man who could kickbox.
I'm gonna look him up.
Oh, that really doesn't narrow it down.
It doesn't narrow it down. I'm sorry, Don the Dragon Wilson. I grew up with your stuff. And
Oh,
I
wait.
wish I could describe you better.
Listeners
But-
at home, drink. That was insensitive.
But Don the Dragon Wilson has called out Frank Dux. In fact, Don the Dragon Wilson actually, because we're in this area of like old dudes who are like doing like money fights, right? Like Tyson and Holyfield and shit, and Tyson and Roy Jones, and apparently people have
I
been
would
trying
love
to get
to see a
banned.
fight between Michael J. Fox and Muhammad Ali right there towards the end.
Wow,
Is that too insensitive?
that's insensitive.
I don't think that they would land very many punches.
I want to
Michael
see
J.
the,
Fox-
I want to see
Muhammad
the
Ali
both
would
of them team up on Dancing with the Stars.
No.
They'd,
Anyways, Don the Dragon Wilson has been calling out.
they'd
yeah.
both be doing the jitterbug.
You see him?
Okay, I recognize the guy on the right. I don't recognize the guy on the left.
Yeah, I don't remember any movies this guy's in.
That's him?
That's him?
That's Chuck Norris and Don the Dragon Wilson.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I recognize the guy on the right. I don't recognize the guy on the left.
Yeah, and he's called out Van Damme, and apparently Van Damme's been in this kind of like weird thing where he's been wanting to fight people for years, but they can't get the dollar amount just right. But apparently, he
With Van Damme or Frank Dux?
Van Damme Frank Dux ain't fighting fucking nobody.
Yeah, that's for sure.
But Van Damme said he might fight Don the Dragon Wilson, which would be interesting.
Seriously? Like, how recent is that?
That's just within, I think, probably the last 6 months or so.
Oh, shit.
No fucking way. I would.
Couple old guys fighting.
Okay, so Joel can vouch for this. Like, I really don't give a shit about MMA or, or boxing, anything like that. But I would pay a lot of money to see Jean-Claude Van Damme fight anyone.
Really?
Oh, for sure. Like that would,
Yeah, I
that would
guess
be
I
like
would
one of
too.
the only things that I would actually
Yeah,
That'd be a big
pay
event.
money for.
I'm trying to think like who
It would
he could
suck
fight.
if he
that-
got his ass kicked, though.
Who?
If Van Damme got his ass kicked, that would suck. Like,
Yeah, I might. Well, it depends on who he's fighting.
Depends on who he's fighting.
I mean, if he's fighting Chuck Norris, I'd be stoked for Chuck Norris. If he's fighting fucking one of the Paul brothers,
Yeah.
I would be absolutely horrified.
Or Stephen Wonderboy Thompson. He's like an MMA fighter, but he's like the only MMA fighter who's like a legit
karate dude?
Like he doesn't stand like everyone else, and he throws crazy kicks and shit.
Yep,
He
yeah.
would kick Van Damme's head off his fucking head. He's
Whip him
basically
easy.
Van Damme
but real.
in the movies.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
really?
That's how good
Yeah.
fucking Stephen Wonderboy Thompson is.
Except he lost his last fight, unfortunately.
I know.
It's amazing that I've been on 2 MMA shows, 2 MMA live streams on this network. No fucking idea about any of it. Like I don't know who the fighters are. I don't know like if anything that they're doing is impressive. I just see 2 angry semi-naked boys going at each other, and
Do
like,
you watch any
And it turns you on?
sports?
no, not well. Okay,
Do you guys watch
to
sports
answer
at
Joel's
all?
question? Yes. To answer your question, no.
I just watch UFC. That's pretty much it now.
Yeah,
I used to watch football, but with my dad for a couple of years.
Yeah.
That faded away. Now it's just
you know,
UFC.
I just anytime Canelo Alvarez is fighting, I'll watch that. Anytime
Mm-hmm.
Tyson Fury's fighting, I'll watch that. And then I'll watch UFC. That's it.
Wait, who's the guy that you were showing me Instagram videos of the other day who looks like an Irish elf?
Oh, the new kid. Fuck, he's got the funniest name.
He's got red hair.
His name's like Pippy Pepper, and he's kicking
fucking
everyone's ass.
bowl cut?
Yeah, bowl cut, so dorky, and he's kicking everyone's fucking ass.
He had some fight recently. Yeah, he won his last fight recently.
Yeah, well, he's won
He's
every
an
fight
Irish
so
guy?
far. I don't think he's Irish. Fuck, what was his name?
Okay, maybe that was racially insensitive, but I'm Irish. So
He looks
I
Irish.
had his drink anyway.
Here's the Pippi Longstocking. Good
Pippi
for you.
Longstocking, dude. Paddy the Baddie Pimblett. Look
Holy
at this
shit.
guy.
Yeah, that's the dude.
Yeah.
I don't give a shit about UFC, and I fucking love that guy.
Yeah, wait. You have to see videos of him. There he is. This guy. He's the best, dude. There he is.
I don't know, man.
He looks like a
that's-
ripped Keebler elf.
Yeah, he's
That's the thing, though. I hope he's not I hope he's not a hype train, because a lot of hype trains have been derailed, man, and it's a bummer.
he's doing good though. He's doing
good?
So far, he's winning every fight, and he's a total nerd. It's the best. I love him.
That's cool.
I have no idea because I spend the majority of my time reading about either history or space stuff.
You know what
Or
I do with
playing
most of
video
my
games.
time?
Jerk off. No, that's what I do.
I think all 3 of us.
100%. Remember that thing from Aliens where the dude had the knife and he did that thing between the fingers?
5-finger fillet.
That's what I do with most of my time.
You're just sitting
That's
there
good
with
training.
The rest of the time I'm buying crypto.
sitting there with a bottle of Jack Daniels, fucking
I'm like, come on, Ethereum
smoking
2.
a cigarette. Oh god damn it, Dogecoin is fucking crashing again. So we were talking about Frank Dux, and in
Okay.
case any of the listeners have forgotten, which I partially forgot for a minute because we were getting into reminiscing, and I was really enjoying that. But talking about Frank Dux and his Stolen Valor, which I had no idea that the pictures that he had in his book were from a fucking movie.
That's
That is
hilarious.
goddamn hilarious.
The guy who directed it was like, he's like, I have a bunch of extra photos, like where if you like zoomed out, you just see like production people with
You
cameras.
see like a sound guy with a
You
sound
see
guy with a
like-
boom pole and fucking makeup department
guy
standing
holding up
by.
cue cards. Yeah, yeah.
So Frank Dux was definitely not just guilty of stolen valor, like guilty of stolen valor to the highest degree. Because if you, especially for like our veteran audience, claiming to be a Medal of Honor recipient without actually being a Medal of Honor
That's
recipient,
fucked
that's
up.
like that's heresy of the highest degree. Because the people that have actually earned the right to wear the Medal of Honor, like they had to go through, they either had to die or they had to go through the most horrific situations you could ever fucking imagine.
Yeah.
Frank Dux never actually described the situation that he claimed to win the Medal of Honor in. And also, like you were mentioning earlier, in the photo, he's wearing the completely
The wrong
wrong
one.
Medal of Honor for the branch of service that he was in. So, getting back into it,
What a piece of shit.
he is such a fucking piece of shit. So, I'll just take it back from the top of this paragraph. The claim at the end of Bloodsport that Frank participated in 329 matches between 1975 and 1980 contradicts his military career. For a guy that earned so many service ribbons, he sure had a lot of time to fuck around in fighting tournaments, and any member of the special operations can attest to the fact that it's not a career that really gives you a whole lot of free time. Calling it a full-time job is honestly an understatement. We know through the network, we know people that have been in special forces, special operations. All your like Rob O'Neill, he's the guy who literally killed Osama bin Laden. He's a friend of the network. anybody who's in that type of MOS, like that's their job, it's beyond a full-time job. Like you live your entire life doing that shit. Oh, so hang on. I actually just learned recently from another listener that I met here at the network, there's reserves for Green Berets. I had no idea that was actually the case. There are literally Special Forces reserves, but you still have to go through selection. It's an absolutely insane amount of work to get to that point. There was no way that Frank Dux was actually able to...
Wait, how many fights did it say that he won?
329 between 1975 and 1980.
Okay, based on my abacus, that's 65 fights won a year.
Well, and he said 50-something knockouts in one tournament?
Was it in 5 years?
Yeah, 5 years and 56 knockouts in the Kumite. That was when he got 56 back-to-back knockouts out of, I think, 60 fights.
If you had 329 fights that you won over 5 years, that's 65 wins a year.
That
means you fought more than once a week and knocked the motherfucker out.
So Joel was the one that was explaining this to me not that long ago, that professional fighters, like, you fight like once a year,
yeah,
something like that.
On the average.
Like if
Some
you're really
fight 2 or
special,
3
maybe
times.
like 2 or 3. But if you're like a Thai kickboxer, you probably fight maybe
Not like once a month or every 2 months.
You fight a lot, but you're not like 65
Not
fucking
2
fights
times
a
a
year.
65 fights a fucking dude. Yeah, that's like 1 point something fights,
Especially to
per
the
week.
death.
Yeah.
Every fight was to the
God,
death. Every fight was to the death.
Every fight's to the death.
Yeah.
According to Frank Dux' claims,
How many people did he kill in the tournaments?
I don't think
69.
I don't think that he actually claimed to. Of course, it's 69 people. I don't think that he claimed to kill anybody in the fight.
No, he
in
would
the
say some
Kumite.
inflammatory shit. Like he's like, you know, the body count from 9/11. It's like 10 times that. You're like, fuck, dude. Take it easy.
Speaking of 9/11, that wasn't actually Rob O'Neill. That was me.
That was you.
Yeah.
Frank Dux. I'm speaking as Frank Dux.
Oh.
Jesus Christ.
He knocked out Osama with
I
a
mean, he
body.
can't fly a plane.
He knocked out Osama with a roundhouse.
He killed him with a fucking roundhouse kick.
Yeah.
I seriously, so you know from previous episodes, like I fucking hate Floyd Mayweather.
Yeah.
At the very least, Floyd Mayweather never made all of the claims. So Floyd Mayweather can back up all the shit that he did.
He's not much of a liar.
He backed up the fact that he
Beat his wife.
Beat the shit out of his wife, drug her across
Did he
the room.
win?
Oh yeah.
Is he undefeated against his wife?
Undefeated
He's
in
undefeated
in domestic disputes.
He had that Philly shelf and just lit her ass up. Good for him.
Yeah, he punched her in the back of the head, right?
Punched her in the back. Well, woke her up when she was laying on the couch, drug her off the couch by her hair, punched her in the back of the head.
Rabbit
back of the head.
punch. He knows that's against the rule.
Well, that it was an unregulated fight at that point. I don't think there was a referee involved when he was
Kumite rules.
beating the shit out of his wife while she was asleep on the couch. Probably also wasn't a referee involved when he beat the shit out of 2 fucking strippers in Las Vegas. Well, I just want to reiterate it again. Floyd Mayweather, fuck you. You're a gigantic piece of shit. I don't want to keep looping back around to that, but I seriously fucking hate that guy. Yeah. But
he might punch you in the back of the head if you know.
Hey Floyd, if you ever want to come on the Skeleton Factory podcast, I'm happy to have you in the studio.
Yeah, we'll bring Coop over too.
I'll drug him.
we'll let him sleep on the ghost bed and then violently
when he
wake
wakes
him
up,
by
he's just
dragging
like,
him
"I'm
off the bed and
sold,
punching
baby."
him in the back of the head. Floyd Mayweather is like a trigger for me because there is no way that somebody that is that much of a piece of shit should be as fucking rich as he is.
He can fight.
Why not? Like rich, there's a lot of pieces of shit who are rich.
I mean, fuck. I would say I don't want to say a large majority of them. The ultra rich.
Yeah.
Probably coming close to 90% of them are doing something that is either blatantly illegal or immoral.
Sure.
But I mean,
That's how you get rich.
Yeah, well, that's obviously from our series on John McAfee. That's what you do after you get rich. Also, you just keep fucking stepping up the game until there's nothing left.
But
that
isn't
can
like
actually,
what is it? $75,000. That's like the happiness mark. If you hit $75,000, anything above that, you're just like you won't have any measurable increase in happiness.
Oh, really? I'd never heard that before.
Yeah, I've heard that.
Yeah,
75.
Floyd Mayweather told me that.
Yeah.
And then he punched you in the back of the head.
Yeah, we were at
But it's $75,000 a day
in Modesto, California.
Wait, 75,000 a day or 75,000 a year?
For Floyd, it's
Like
he has to
75,000 a day.
spend 75,000 a day to be happy.
That's how he gets his rush. Aside from beating the shit out of strippers and his wife. Seriously, fuck that guy. Okay, so speaking of people that I fucking hate, Frank Dux. So, this finally brings us to Frank's primary claim to fame, the Kumite, a no-holds-barred, single-elimination underground competition held in Hong Kong every 5 years. Or it's held in the Bahamas. Nobody really knows because no evidence has ever been found of its existence. The only person ever authorized to speak of it is, you guessed it, Frank Dux.
Oh, that's cool.
Multiple experts on...
Yeah. Sorry, I was going to say, it's probably because he won, so... You want a brand ambassador, don't you? You don't want some loser being like, I got my ass kicked at the Kumite.
So,
check it out.
Because he was the greatest Kumite champion of all time. This criminal
Only
organization...
He's the Kurt Angle of the Kumite.
The Yakuza was willing to say, like, okay, you're this badass, go ahead and talk about it. This motherfucker, so he's sent in to allegedly infiltrate this criminal organization that's holding this underground fighting tournament.
Yeah.
And they're going to give him permission to talk about it? Sure. I mean, every single part of his story is completely contradictory to everything else.
Who else did they get to let in? Bryant Gumbel?
So I was actually trying to find any shred of proof that anything in his story was true. The only evidence that I could find of anything that he claimed to have was, yes, he wrote a book. Yes, he's a martial artist in the sense that he made up his own form of martial arts that's called like Dux Ninjutsu or something like that.
Dux Ryu.
Dux
Ninjutsu.
Yeah, Dux Ryu Ninjutsu. And he's a fight choreographer on one
depending
film
on
that was
who you
about
talk to,
himself.
some people say that, like, yes, he was technically a fight choreographer, but he didn't do shit when he showed up.
So did he not even like actually choreograph the fights in Bloodsport or what was the other one?
Bloodsport, Lionheart,
and
Only the Strong.
Yeah, Only the
I
Strong.
heard Lionheart and Only the Strong. Like he was technically there, but he didn't do anything.
Just watching him was like, I think what you did there was good.
Oh yeah,
that looks nice.
From my experience,
that
that's definitely an authentic.
You can kill
way to
somebody
fight.
with that. It's like some guy eating fucking pasta salad on craft services.
Mm-hmm. Oh, crafty! I
killed a guy in the Kumite with
crafty
pasta
on
salad.
set.
So is he friends with Van Damme? Like, were they buddies?
Yeah, until they got into a lawsuit.
Yeah, that Frank Dux lost.
Yeah,
he tried to sue
Van
Damme.
That just sounds like a bad idea.
Yeah,
I would imagine so, because Van Damme definitely has a whole lot more clout than Frank Dux, because Van Damme, as far as I know, never claimed to be anything that he's not. I mean, he's
and
Belgian.
He's actually competed.
Has he?
Yeah.
When he was younger, yeah.
Yeah.
No shit.
I believe he kickboxed, and I think he did full contact karate. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure he did both.
What's Van Damme's like martial arts background?
Either
one of you guys
karate and
know?
kickboxing.
Karate. Okay, I'm kind of impressed by that. The only thing that I
he
think
used
of
to
when
beat the shit out of his stuntmen all the time.
Oh fuck!
I mean, I heard
with
I
him.
don't know if it's
I
So
true,
did Bruce Lee on accident.
Yeah, but
with Van Damme, I feel like it'd probably be on purpose to kind of prove a point.
From what it's just rumors, but from what I heard, he would kick the shit out of his stuntmen all the time to the point where he couldn't get insurance for his films in America, and that's why he stopped making American films and kept making French films.
That sounds like something that Steven Seagal would do also, which that's another person.
Well, Steven Seagal just was raping women all the time, and that's why he stopped making
another person that is just a massive piece of shit.
I'm on Team Seagal. I don't know what you guys are talking about.
We should do an
Oh,
episode
man,
on
he-
Seagal. He's a piece of shit.
Anyone who just becomes a Russian citizen, I'm like, good for you. buddy. Roy Jones Jr.,
Steven,
I grew up with Fedor Emelianenko. You know Fedor,
Oh, yeah.
like the
the
Emelianenko
Emperor,
brothers.
dude. The Emperor.
have you?
Khabib Nurmagomedov. I'm on Team Khabib.
I'm on Team Khabib.
Because he fought out of AKA in
But
San Jose. And
Fedor-
actually, way back when I actually didn't have sciatica, I trained at a Sambo gym, and Khabib, before he was Khabib, came in there and trained with...
You saw him with your own eyes? Did you fuck him?
I did... no. No. He would probably hold me down and fuck me easily.
Yeah, that's what he does.
But my coach trained with him. Both my coaches trained with him.
That's cool.
Yeah,
That's
and-
pretty cool.
Yeah, and there's this Russian Sambo guy
What
who's fucking in the UFC now, and then he ended up becoming like the greatest of all time.
he went? What is he? 29-0, and then he retired. I can't.
29. Yeah, he was 29-0.
29-0.
And
I
he
think?
probably
I
could have
can't
went
remember.
30-0, but his father Abdullah
Passed away, yeah.
Nurmagomedov died, and he did his 29th fight without his dad, and it was like as soon as he won, he just like broke into tears. Like I got teared up when he won. I was just like, he was just like,
And that was
like
it.
Post fight speech, he's just like, my mother doesn't want me fighting anymore without my father, and he just stopped. And
Yeah,
I was
that's
just
some
like,
crazy
fuck, that's
shit.
unbelievable. Good for him.
But now he's still involved. Now he's training everybody, and everybody he trains is beating the shit out of everybody. He's like becoming the real Mr. Miyagi.
He's gonna be like stateside version of his dad, just training guys who are just fucking people up.
yeah.
I'm sorry. I've been trying to follow this conversation, but the only thing that I keep thinking of is the fact that Steven Seagal looks like he's an older man mid-transition with gynecomastia who lactates protein powder.
Steven Seagal sucks. Steven Seagal sucks
I'm sorry,
so bad. You know it.
It sucks. It sucks
You
that
know.
he does bad movies. He shouldn't be doing bad movies.
He was Sweet and Machete. That's the last good movie he did.
That was the last.
That was the last good movie he did.
He makes like 1 or 2 films a year now.
He is like
Yeah,
pumping
he's
out
sitting down
films.
most of the time.
He's always in a rolling office chair, just scooting over to people and snapping their arms.
He doesn't do any, like, when you watch new Steven Seagal movies,
Yeah.
he's not fighting in any of the scenes. It's always a body double. Every time. My friend Josh
What body
Barnett,
double?
you know Josh Barnett?
Yeah.
We were just talking
He,
about him the other night.
Yeah, me and Josh Barnett go way back.
Well, he was recently, like 2 years ago, like a security guard in a Steven Seagal movie. And
you
so
serious?
And so he was on set, and he was like, literally, he's not even there. They only shoot his close-ups,
Yeah.
and then the rest is all stunt doubles. Like, he doesn't even flip
Why
a
would
guy
he?
over. He doesn't do shit.
How do you find a body double for Steven Seagal that can actually
If you watch
do anything?
if you actually watch
what was it, Rosie O'Donnell? With a goatee.
no, dude, watch any of his newer films and watch the fight scenes. It's literally a super healthy, in shape stuntman with a fucking fat suit on.
With like a pillow stuffed
With,
under
like,
his
no,
shirt?
look,
like literally, you can see the pillow moving around in those movies.
People think they understand nostalgia. They don't.
Under Siege is incredible.
Yeah, I'm still like, you know what?
Under Siege is incredible.
Steven
Give it to him.
Seagal, Jean-Claude Van Damme, all those people from back in the day. Mel Gibson.
Mel's the man. Did you
I
see
don't give a
Fat
fuck
Man?
what anybody says. Fucking Passion of the Christ 2 is in production right now.
How do you
you
make
see
a
Fat
sequel
Man?
to the death of Jesus? All right, sorry. Those,
I didn't
don't wanna
watch
interrupt your-
Fat Man.
You gotta watch it.
I haven't
I'm
seen
waiting
it
for
either.
Passion of Christ 2.
Christmas is coming. Christmas is in
People
a
can
month.
suck my dick. Fucking Mel Gibson is the greatest American director of our generation.
He's pretty good. Clint Eastwood's
Like,
pretty
who
good,
else?
too. Clint
The
Eastwood.
Coen brothers? Fuck out of here.
Wait, aren't they sisters now? Or
No, that's the
That's the
Wachowskis.
Wachowskis.
Same shit.
Which also, I'm not. I'm interested in seeing the new Matrix movie, but they're not gonna be able to.
Neil
pull it off.
Patrick Harris does not sell me in the trailer.
Wait, Neil Patrick Doogie fucking Hauser is
I
in
like
the
the
new
trailer.
Matrix movie?
I like the trailer.
I know that you love Starship Troopers,
Oh God, yeah.
but Neil Patrick Harris, even in that, I was like, bro.
Okay, so all right, I got to defend my favorite film of all time.
He's good.
I think Neil Patrick Harris did a fairly good job,
He did a fairly good job.
That's
but
fair
he's
from
He
your
just
perspective.
slightly above
From my
Will
perspective.
Wheaton, Wesley Crusher
okay,
level job.
Yeah. I think that he could have been replaced by damn near anybody, but
Cyrano.
he
Go Bug Mom.
Go Bug
Cyrano.
Mom Cyrano. He for sure outacted pretty much everybody else in.
But
in
that was the
fucking movie.
point. That's the point of the casting. Everyone in that movie was not good except for Michael Ironside.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I take that back. It's Michael Ironside, Neil Patrick Harris. Wait, who was the guy who played Zim? Drill Sergeant.
What about
Zim?
Ace?
That's Clancy Brown.
Ace was fucking awesome.
Clancy Brown was good. That was
That-
Jake.
that-
Jake
that
Busey.
fucking
Jake Busey.
guy?
Jake Busey.
That fucking guy deserves some type of fucking. Is there a medal of honor for actors? Clancy Brown deserves one for.
He was
fucking
in
Shawshank Redemption.
Yeah, that's
he
what
was
I was
in
going to say.
Bad
Shawshank
Boys with
Redemption.
young Sean Penn and the guy who played Bob from La Bamba. It's a fucking movie about like this like
Will Smith,
juvenile
Martin
fucking
Short,
Will
prison.
Smith. Yeah.
Oh my
Wait,
god.
Gun shootout.
Bad Boys. There was another.
There was
Bad Boys
another
movie?
Bad Boys pre Will Smith. It was with Sean Penn, Clancy Brown's in it, and the guy who was Richard Valens' brother in La Bamba is in it. And it's basically like Sean Penn becomes like the head motherfucker in this prison, in this like young detention. It's basically a prison movie, but it's with teenagers. And it's gnarly. Everyone in that prison, everyone in there is a fucking murderer or a rapist or some shit. Clancy Brown is like this dude called the Viking. He's like the baddest motherfucker on the block.
Yeah, I could
and
see
Sean
him
Penn
playing
comes up
Viking.
and fucks him up. Fucks him and his
Wait,
homeboy up
wasn't,
and becomes like the main dude on the cell block.
Wasn't Clancy Brown in that weird, like, historic fiction film? I think it was.
Pet Cemetery 2?
No, it was. What's his name? He was in Carl Urban. Carl Urban.
Judge Dredd?
No, which by the way, that
Judge Dredd's good. Both of them.
Is that not Carl Urban?
yeah, that was Carl Urban that played Judge Dredd in the Dredd movie, which I'm a big fucking fan of.
I'm a giant fan of that.
Dredd. I thought that it
good.
was fucking awesome.
It was good.
That's a great movie.
But Carl
Rob Schneider.
I think that it was Carl Urban, Rob
Does it say
Schneider.
Mama?
But there was a Viking movie that Carl Urban was the lead actor in, but it was like a weird historic fiction movie. And I think that Clancy. No, I'm thinking of the dude who played Beast in the old school, like the 1980s Beauty and the Beast.
Frasier?
No,
No, you're thinking of Ron Perlman.
Ron Perlman. Okay,
Oh,
I think
Ron Perlman's
I
the
mistook him
shit.
with
Yeah, he did
Ron
the Beauty and the
Perlman.
Beast with Sarah Connor.
Oh yeah, I grew up watching that shit, and that was
Me too.
I had no idea until years later that
It's
that
so
was
weird
Ron
that Ron
Perlman.
Perlman had this weird acting career in France. He's just like this New York, Brooklyn guy, and he like has like most through like the 80s and 90s. It's all these like French films.
Weird.
And then he did
Really?
Quest for Fire. He was the main character in
Oh,
Quest for Fire,
shit.
where no
That-
one speaks English at all because everyone's a fucking caveman.
That was a weird.
I love
fucking
fucking Quest
movie.
for Fire. The scene
I
where
haven't
they
seen
actually make fire, you're just like anyone out there who's never actually made fire without matches or any kind of like, thing. Like
Like
you
flint
had to
and
make fire
steel.
from shit that exists in nature. There's a scene where like Ron Perlman's character, he tells a story where he's like, I came across this tribe where a guy made fire in front of me. And he makes fire like for real, like he makes a legitimate fire, but it's like him watching the guy do it and making fires like he just made magic. And you just see him like he's like, fuck, that blew my mind. And watch fucking Quest for Fire. It's fucking great because people need fucking It's the opposite of Fast and the Furious. No one says shit. People just do things, and then fucking you just interpret the things that you see, as opposed to Fast and the Furious movies, which is basically people rape you with a car, and then you're supposed to be happy about it.
Well, up until Hobbs and Shaw, because Hobbs and Shaw, I think, is the
most incredible film.
Listen,
of the
it is
series.
no, it
Hobbs
is
and Shaw
it is
the most
it is
incredible.
the Citizen Kane of our generation.
Did you see Hobbs and Shaw? Come
Skeleton
on.
Factory podcast. Please
actually,
check it out on Apple.
I was just going to
Podcast.
plug that. I was going to say that's the reason that you should tune into the Skeleton Factory podcast, because the insight that Adam has on movies is fucking.
Hobbs and Shaw's good.
Yeah, I have a
mind-blowing.
10-part series on Triumph of the Will.
Aside from his opinions on Hobbs and Shaw, that's something that we'll discuss after the show's over. It's a fucking good movie, man.
And then I mime
It has-
my review of Blood in the Face.
Hobbs and Shaw has like
goddamn incredible.
how many post credit scenes? I mean, they outdid Marvel, just hands down. Fucking mind blowing.
How about a movie that's just post-credit scenes? How about that?
It's Hobbs and Shaw.
Yeah, actually, I think that
wanna
is
see
Hobbs
that
and
shit.
Shaw.
It's Hobbs and Shaw.
You start a movie off with the credits, and then everything is just interspersed in between the credits.
I don't even believe
Yeah.
what I'm hearing right now.
Dude, that end sequence is so dope. They tie all the cars together for no
It's
reason.
so fucking-
They use their
so
nos.
dumb.
They use their nos.
I want to see a
to
Fast
hold a
and Furious
helicopter.
movie with no cars. How about that?
That'd be tough.
So they're all just running.
No,
I can't-
they're all locked in a room that's slowly filling up with water.
So
No, hold on. Slowly filling up with cum. How about that? That's the movie.
Fast and the Furious, but it's a recreation of 12 Angry Men. Just everybody in a
But they're
room
in a
together.
room that's slowly filling with
It's
Everybody did-
slowly filling with a cum, and it's like couples therapy. Family.
Because where do you
family-
go with those fucking movies? You need to raise the stakes.
That's
I mean,
It's like
it-
Squid Game, except there's cum. And Jason Statham is there somehow with his swimmer body.
He's up at the top. He's the one coming into the room, and it's just constant.
I really want just a clip of you saying it's like Squid Game, but with cum.
It's like Squid Game, except there's cum. It's like Squid Game, except there's cum.
I think that's.
I'll pull that clip for you.
I think that's the best thing that was said throughout this entire.
get-
fucking
That's the
episode.
title
Look,
of
I
this
get
episode.
most
It's
of this
Squid Game, but
podcast
with
is
cum.
not going to make it to the public. I get it.
I mean,
It's like
it-
Squid Game, except there's cum.
Yeah, we're at 2 hours, so
I am okay.
That's
So
fine.
we'll go in and finish this up, but
Finish it up.
we've got
Let her ride.
another page
ride,
and a
baby.
half, something like that.
Come on, legalize cocaine. Let it
Squid
ride.
Game with cum.
It's like Squid Game, except there's cum.
Okay, so when we last left off, we were talking about Frank
Squid Game
Dux's.
with
We were talking about Squid Game, but with cum.
It's like Squid Game, except there's cum.
And honestly, I would prefer to spend more time talking. So technically, this is a history podcast, so I guess we should be talking about something semi-historic.
The history
as-
of cum.
the history of. I just keep picturing the cast of Fast and the Furious recreating 12 Angry Men in a closed-off room that is slowly filling with Jason
Yeah.
Statham's cum.
and it's a drama, and it's family therapy.
And I'm
It's a great
They're
idea.
reenacting that scene from Boogie Nights where he's just jerking off, and he's like, I can't come, and the guy's like, faster.
I am so much more aroused than I should be. Once again, Amanda and my sister and my mom, I apologize if you're listening to this
Or
episode.
the scene from Silence of the Lambs when the guy's jerking off and he throws it in Jodie Foster's face.
I'm bleeding. Look at the blood. So we were talking about Frank Dux' primary claim to fame, which was the Kumite,
Which is fake.
there's literally no evidence for. There's been multiple martial arts experts that have looked into it, and even the guy who the Kumite didn't actually take place in Hong Kong like it did in Bloodsport. According to Frank Dux, it took place in the Bahamas. So the guy who was actually in charge of martial arts expositions in the Bahamas was like, there is no fucking way that
What
a
the fuck does
fight.
that guy know?
He said there's no way that a fight
no
like
way.
this could occur without anybody knowing about it except this one.
It's secret.
Long-
Hello.
It's a secret fight, Coop.
It's a fucking clandestine shit.
I mean, well, Frank Dux was a former member of the CIA, so he probably does know how to keep shit
The C in
secret.
secret in CIA means secret.
Secret.
Intelligent agency. Everyone knows that.
So, multiple experts on martial arts tournaments
Or the
have
C stands for cum.
I mean,
It's like Squid Game, except there's cum.
CIA cum ingestment agency, because ingestment starts with I. Multiple experts on martial arts tournaments have disputed the existence of the Kumite. Kenneth Wilson from the Ministry of Sports in the Bahamas, where Frank claimed the tournament was held, said that it was impossible for a martial arts tournament of that scale to be held in secret. John Johnson, once again, the investigator mentioned earlier, received an invoice for the Kumite organization as proof of its existence. Only one person was listed as a point of contact on the document. You want to take a guess who the one person listed as a point of contact on the document that was an invoice for the Kumite?
Donald Trump.
Steven Seagal.
Holy shit, you're both right.
Oh my God.
It was Frank Dux. The single person that was listed as the point of contact for the Kumite was Frank
This
Dux.
podcast can get 65 dudes out front right now. We'll just have a fucking tournament of guys just fight clubbing the fuck out of each other, and no one would fucking know about it.
I think they would talk about it.
Who?
I would.
Well, no, because the first rule about the Kumite is you don't talk about the Kumite, except for Frank Dux.
Yeah, but even they talked about it. That's how
Johnson,
you get more members.
But who would believe you even if you did? I was in a tournament where no one would in the Bahamas. No one would fucking believe you. People would just think you have you're punch drunk.
Dude, I knocked
And you're
out
on
56 people in the Bahamas.
Yeah.
And I was a CIA special operative. The first
it's something you don't talk
year
about.
in the Marine Reserves. First year in the Marine Reserves, he's a CIA
so
officer.
stupid.
I don't talk about what I do for a living, but I handled a guy who was in the Olympics. He did the luge, and I didn't know he did that until he had a very fresh looking Olympic rings tattoo on his forearm.
Probably
and I
some,
was like,
probably some killer
"What were you
cum
in
gutters too.
What were you in the fucking Olympics?" He's like, "Yeah, I was in the Olympics." I'm like, "Really? For what?" He's like, "The luge," and I'm like, "That's cool." He's like, "Yeah, I don't like to talk about it," and I was like, "That's cool."
Did you ask him if he knew anybody in the
He
Olympics
was
that actually played a
beautiful.
real
He
sport?
was tall and handsome and very vascular. You know what I mean? Like, he's like, I didn't want to talk about it. And that's luge. Imagine fighting to the death. I can totally believe the Kumite is real.
Well, I mean,
I don't know what you're reading, but you know what I mean? Like, why can't you believe the Kumite is real?
Well, I mean, to be perfectly
This is
honest,
pre-pay-per-view.
if I was competing in the luge in the Olympics, I probably wouldn't tell.
How would you know fucking a luge even existed?
Well, I mean, if I was, it's like
Unless
I would,
fucking Cool Runnings came out. You wouldn't even fucking
that's
know.
honestly the only reason that I know, like,
Exactly.
what the luge is.
How would you even know?
But
There could be guys luging to the death right now, like in fucking Running Man.
Death Race with the luge, I would fucking watch the
Yes.
shit out of that movie. But also, if I competed in the Olympics and I was either competing in the luge or curling, I would not tell anybody about it. So, I mean, nobody gives a shit about either one of those things. Nobody, well, like you just said, nobody cares about the luge aside from people who have seen Cool Runnings.
Yes. So how do you know the Kumite is not real?
Oh, God damn it, you got me there. So John Johnson discovered that the invoice that Frank Dux gave him for the Kumite had only one point of contact, and that one point of contact was Frank Dux, obviously. Johnson also discovered that the trophy given to Frank for winning the Kumite was purchased from a local trophy store. Because, of course, shady international criminal organizations staging underground fights overseas buy from mom-and-pop businesses here in America. The one eyewitness... Now, I thought that this was actually really interesting because, you know Frank's best friend in Bloodsport, the big fucking
Ogre?
wrestler? Yeah, Ogre from Revenge of the Nerds. Based on a real person.
That dude
Yeah,
has
cool
a
flannels.
bar. I'm blanking on his name right now, but he's got a bar somewhere in the Midwest.
I can actually tell you his name. I know I wrote it in here somewhere. I'll get to it. So the one eyewitness Frank Dux was able to produce is a man named Richard Robinson. Robinson was an undefeated high school wrestler from Lower Merion High School in Philadelphia who Frank met while competing in the Kumite. The Bloodsport character Jackson, played by Donald Gibb.
Donald Gibb, yes.
Yeah. He owns a bar?
Yeah, he's got a fucking bar that he's had all the time, apparently.
Oh, shit. Seems like he hasn't been doing much since... What was the last movie that he was in?
He was actually in something recently. I was watching something and he just appeared in it. I don't really remember exactly what it was.
Was he wearing the same flannel?
Yeah, he was wearing a lambda sweater. He was yelling, "Nerds!"
So the Bloodsport character Jackson, played by Donald Gibb, is a fictionalized version of Robinson. Then again, everything in Bloodsport is actually fictionalized. When investigated by John Johnson, Robinson was revealed to have not attended Lower Merion High School. He actually went to the same high school as Frank Dux. Johnson later confronted Robinson with this information, leading Robinson to say, "All right, I don't know what to say. Frank was a buddy of mine." Just flat out admitted, okay, yeah, we're friends. You confronted me with information I can't contradict. Yeah, we were just friends in high school. People have attempted to confront Frank about his lies, but he always seems to have some excuse for every contradiction or inconsistency. The military records obtained by investigators are fake, at least according to Frank. The government falsified the documents in an attempt to discredit him and cover up the covert operations he took part in. When asked about the location of the sword he received for winning the Kumite, Frank claimed he traded it to... Now, this is a fucking ridiculous... Holy shit, this is a ridiculous story. When asked about the location of the sword he received for winning the Kumite, Frank claimed he traded it to pirates in exchange for the freedom of a boat filled with orphans. The pirates took the sword...
What?
The pirates took the sword and refused to free the children, so of course Frank carried out a mission to save them himself. An easy feat for a legendary warrior, obviously.
He said that he freed orphans?
Yes.
Where are the orphans?
Where's
don't
the
exist.
Don't fuck with
sword?
the orphans.
Where's the real life Jackson from
He's the
from
O.J.
Bloodsport?
Simpson of martial arts, basically.
Yeah. Except he didn't actually do it.
Correct.
Yeah.
In closing, okay, wait, that was actually really fucking good. In closing, Frank Dux may be a decent storyteller, but the stories he tells are precisely as real as a social media influencer's feed on their Instagram account. Nothing more than an attractive and exciting facade hiding insecurities and untreated mental illness in hopes of validating their existence in the absence of any real talent. And that's the end of the Frank Dux story. Or is it?
What a guy. What a great man.
I mean, he's still alive. He can still pull some shit off.
Oh, I'm sure there's going to be a
We should have him on
Bloodsport
the
2.
show.
Actually, I would really be down for a Bloodsport 2. Did they make one?
Probably.
Probably.
Yeah.
Yeah,
There's probably six
there's
of them.
Yeah.
direct-to-video sequel of fucking everything at this point.
I
So what do you
liked-
guys think? What do you?
I liked
what do you
Aladdin
think of
Part
Frank
2.
Dux?
Did you see Aladdin Part 2?
No.
Was that the...
Return of Jafar?
Oh, okay, yeah.
Great
I
film.
remember that one. I think
Thought
Aladdin...
you're a film guy, dude.
Aladdin 3...
I know.
Aladdin 3
I was
where he
aware that
meets
it
his
came
dad.
out, but I didn't watch it.
I wonder why.
Because Jafar is a racist caricature.
If you
He's
go...
actually a racist caricature of a genie, ironically.
No, if you go back and look at the majority of Disney films pre-2000, I would say,
Yeah.
pretty much everybody is a racist caricature by today's standards.
That's cool.
And holy shit. So Softcore History, one of the other shows on the network, just did a show about Pocahontas the other night.
Mm-hmm.
And Pocahontas might actually be the most offensive fucking film by today's standards that Disney has ever done.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm including, like, what was the... like, there was literally a...
Apparently, they never saw the movie Karen from 2021.
Well, was that was that Disney?
Probably.
So
No, it wasn't.
everything in Pocahontas is like literally bullshit. Also, I mean, obviously, it's an animated film, but John, like
What do you mean?
The love story between John Smith and Pocahontas was, as they put it on Softcore History, the equivalent of the kid at summer camp saying like, "Oh, dude, I totally fucking fingered this chick." Didn't happen. John Smith didn't even have any interaction, like any discussion or conversation with Pocahontas until
But if he did,
after. Oh, but could you
he'd be
imagine it?
finger blasting her in a canoe going down the Mississippi.
And also, John Smith was partially or almost fully responsible for her being imprisoned on a ship and raped repeatedly for months and months on end.
No.
Trust no bitch. Does Frank Dux have a OnlyFans page? Because I'll watch that.
Oh shit!
That'd be cool.
I
Just an
haven't checked.
awkward angle of him just manipulating his genitals.
Well, no, I would say I'm pretty familiar with OnlyFans, and if he had an account, I probably would have found it by now.
The Frank
okay.
Dux OnlyFans channel.
All right, you guys want to close this out? This has been
Yeah.
a very long episode. I think the listeners are going to like it, but it's been a pretty long episode. It's getting a little late, and we should probably honestly sit here and hang out of the studio and have a few more drinks.
Yeah, without you people.
Yeah, we need some privacy because we got a ghost bed over here.
I'm going to go to bed.
Ghostbed.com/drinking bros.
Yeah. Bye, Ghost Bed.
All right, so Adam, a longtime friend of mine, host of the Skeleton Factory podcast.
Yes.
You can find it on Apple Podcasts.
Apple Podcasts, Spotify. I post shit on skeleton_factory on Instagram. And I do episodes pretty much bi-weekly, unless I'm on some kind of weird bender. And if you like cult films, holler at your boy.
Is bi-weekly a sexuality that I'm not aware of?
It is. It means I'm gay only 2 times a week.
You can follow us on Instagram at Iconoblast Podcast. You can follow me at Coop Nukem. You can follow Joel at Joel R. Benner. You can catch our show every Monday night on the Drinking Bros History YouTube channel. We do live premieres where we actually sit in the live chat and talk to our listeners. It's a whole lot of fun. I highly recommend you join us. Anything else we need to plug, or let's get the fuck out of here?
That's it. Fuck this.
All right, that's it for this episode of the Iconoblast Podcast. My name is Matt Cooper. That is Joel Benner.
Joel Benner.
That is Adam
Hester.
Hester. And we are reminding you to never take anything at face value.
It's like Squid Game, except there's cum. 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 It's like Squid Game, except there's cum.